place points over blocks is a special command where we want to either go ahead and input all the points at one time throughout the project, throughout the view, and we also don't worry about the numbering sequence. The numbering is going to be specified by the software as to how the blocks were inserted. So to place points over blocks, we want to go ahead and use the command found in Field Points panel, say place points over blocks. And the first thing we want to do is select the block. So I have set up my view to show a floor plan view and a 3D view to show you both. So I'm going to go ahead and select the block, and I'm going to select the pipe hanger. Then I want to go ahead and specify, well, what is the description? And I'll go ahead and say these are pipe hangers. Specify the layer that the actual point is going to go on. Let's scroll down here, TFP pipe hangers. Then we want to go ahead and place annotations. If we want to do that, we can go ahead and specify them automatically based on our settings. And then what is the prefix? So the PH. And we've added some before. So if I go ahead, instead of saying 1, we go ahead and refresh that, get the next one. You see that there's a 5th one on here that is going to select. The next thing we want to do is specify the placement settings at object snap elevation, distance from object snap, so forth. So you can specify a distance from the object snap elevation if we're going to snap that in there, or a fixed elevation. And then we have special to this command is field point locations, and we have two options on here: at the insertion point of the block, and if you know that the insertion point is exactly the same location where you want to go ahead and place the point, then this will work to your advantage, and it's very easy. Say the insertion point. Then we want to go ahead and specify the all instances. So I'm going to run this first one option here through the insertion point. I'm going to specify all instances in my design. Maybe I want to select particular instance. So I'll say select instance. So it allows me to go ahead and select the blocks that I want to use. And then I'm going to go back and do all instances afterwards when I change the placement options. Last, select the attributes that you want to place. So once I'm ready, I got the block selected. I got the properties that I want to use. I'm going to hit place. Then it's going to ask me to select the blocks. So I'll say I'm going to go ahead and place it on these 5 that are here. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to zoom in here to show these are the 5 in question. I'm going to hit enter. And now you see that it placed it at the insertion point. So if in a plan view, they look fine. They look right center on the center of the pipe hanger. If you look over in a 3D view, the actual point, we select it over here. Finish the command here. Select the command, the point here. So if I look at, this is the outside one. So if I look at this particular point here, where is that point? You see the point actually sitting right inside the pipe. And I'm going to change this from a hidden to a wireframe. So you can actually see that the insertion point of my hanger is the center of that pipe. And if you're not worried about elevation, this works just fine, and you can stop right here. Okay, but if we do want to place that point, not necessarily where the pipe is, but up on the top of the actual hanger, we can go ahead and do that by specifying a custom location. So I'm going to undo those points. Undo to a certain point here. Let's see. We got a couple more steps back. Okay. So there, no more points. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and place the points in a 3-dimensional point. I want to go ahead and place it right above the angle here. So same steps. I'm going to select place points over block. Select the block. Pipe hangers. Okay, prefix 5. But instead of selecting down here now, insert insertion point, and it's fine if we did it the way we did it before. If we were to change the elevation on here, if we knew how high that pipe hanger was, then we can go ahead and specify that, and it'll go ahead and move that point at that higher elevation. If we wanted to use the object snap, I can go ahead and specify a custom point, and I'm going to select that point, and it goes and selects and opens a block in a temporary view. I want to come over here to my cube. I'm going to click on the top right hand corner here so it rotates. Let's see here. See if we get that view back. There we go. I'll do a little zoom extent there. So I got one point in there, and then hit escape. So when we get to the dialog box, we want to make sure that we only see one point right where it says placement location. Once that is set up, then I specify what instances of my block do I want to specify it in. So I'll select all instances, and then specify the attribute information if it's going to be the same across all my blocks, and then hit place. And since I told it to add annotation, you see that the blocks or the points are added on the very top, and I got all my annotation points in there. So if I zoom out here, you see all of my points across my view.